Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a rosemary focaccia bread. Okay, so first we're going to activate the yeast by adding a cup of warm water to a bowl with 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And we're just going to let that sit for 5 minutes to bloom. Okay, after 5 minutes, your yeast will have bloomed and it's gonna be a little bit cloudy and a little bit puffy. And we're going to add 1 cup of bread flour to the yeast mixture. And then just give it a quick stir together. Once it's incorporated, we're just gonna let it sit for another 5 minutes. While you're waiting for your yeast and flour mixture to bloom, you're just gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt to a 1.5 cups of bread flour and just mix that together. Now that the yeast and flour mixture is sat for 5 minutes, we're going to add a cup of bread flour and salt at a time and fully incorporate that before adding the next cup. So now we're gonna add another cup of the flour and salt mixture and keep mixing until it's incorporated. It's going to get a little bit thicker, so what you can do to better incorporate the two together is pour it out onto a flat surface like a cutting board or a clean countertop and just knead it until it's all mixed together into one cohesive ball. So once you have a slightly sticky ball of dough, you just want to shape it into a circle and put it in a bowl that is lightly greased with olive oil. So just make sure you get the oil up the sides of the bowl. And then we'll put the dough right in there. Get some oil on top, just so it doesn't stick while it rises. Now you'll need a warm, damp towel to cover your bread and let it rise in a warm location in your kitchen for about an hour. After about 1 hour, your bread's going to double or even triple in size. This is a bit of a bigger bowl, so it fills up the bowl here. Then what we're gonna do is oil up our casserole dish or our baking dish, and we'll just spread the oil around in here, all over the sides. And then what you're gonna do is turn your dough out. Oh, it's a little sticky. Turn your dough out into your baking dish and press it into the corners. Once your focaccia is all spread out into the corners, you're just gonna put a warm, damp towel on it again to let it rise for another 30 minutes. After your bread has risen a second time in the baking dish, you then need to just poke little holes with your fingers into the focaccia. And then you can add your toppings. I like to add fresh or dried rosemary and coarse salt. Finally, you drizzle that with olive oil and put it in a preheated oven to 450 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 15 minutes. After 10 or 15 minutes, we'll take it out of the oven. Let your focaccia cool in the pan for about 10 to 15 minutes. Move it onto your cutting board or serving tray and just cut them into squares. It's that easy to make fresh gourmet focaccia at home. Thank you so much for watching. All the ingredients and instructions will be in the description. Bye!